Nike, Apple, Patagonia, all these brands were trying to hide something. Did you hear? Here they come. See you at the studio. Nike is a very sneaky brand, and I love it. I don't want to ruffle up any feathers here, but what if I told you that Nike never sold shoes? Yeah, not just shoes. They do have other merch. What if I told you they're not selling any of those things that you buy from them? Now you'll say even I'm not real. Well, technically you are my alter ego, but I'm not here to discuss my ego issues. What if you bought something which is not tangible, as in an emotion or a feeling? Only if there was such an option. Imagine if I'm able to materialize the feeling that you're feeling and mold it into something that you can consume. You started again with your conspiracy theories. How about you mold my annoyance into a pizza? Only if Apple sold pizza and Johnny Walker sold cheese. But they do sell something equally as special. They sell a feeling. That's what smart brands bet on, a belief of being better. I did touch upon this topic in the last episode, but today I will dive deep into what brands like Nike, Apple, and Liquid Death will never talk about, and the wonderful strategy that they have been utilizing. Story selling is a system and not a feeling. Let's see how brands utilize emotion as a conversion method. I will tell you a story that will whisper in your ear every time you're about to quit a marathon. Just do it. Let's rewind. Nike didn't walk into the market yelling, "Buy our sneakers!" Or Patagonia didn't go into the wilderness and yelled at the hikers saying, "Buy our gear!" Instead, they identified a pain point, that little devil of doubt that says, "I'm not fast enough, not fit enough, not good enough." Nike didn't sell to that fear, they punched it in the face in hell. Apple didn't sell to the sheep. They reared a generation by teaching us to think different. What's so difficult about finding a pain point? Try being 30. Every body part is a pain point. Not that pain point. Then what is it? Let me elaborate on that. Nike saw something very clearly. People want to be active, but it's hard. It's sweaty, it's painful, it's lonely.
Follow me my whole life, everywhere. Bars and cars, sidewalks, stores, everywhere.
Let's be real. Most of us are not athletes. We're just trying to feel better about ourselves and frankly, just fulfill our New Year's resolution. Well, what if I want to continue with my vices and still be great? What if greatness is not just for pros? When Nike said just do it, it spoke directly to both the athlete who has been chasing gold and a dad who's going for his first jog in years. Isn't that beautiful? Let's repeat. Nike doesn't sell motivation, it sells permission. Let's guess the brand. Long queues outside stores at 4 a.m. Fights breaking out because of stocking issues, sometimes elitism, a cool brand, a Super Bowl ad directed by the Ridley Scott. In an episode of Modern Family, Phil Dunphy wanted this desperately for his birthday. I think I gave away too much, and I'm pretty sure we all know which brand I'm talking about. In 1997, a rebellious innovation was given a new name, which in turn gave us permission to think different. Embedded in the idea of individuality and a desire to push boundaries, Apple stopped selling features. Instead, it started a pattern of emotions, identity, and moments. You know, all the things that makes us human. Imagine, emotion is a door and product specs is a gentle nudge. Now, if you give the nudge before the door opens, what's gonna happen? When the slogan was sung, they assured everyone that they're not like everyone else. All of a sudden, buying Apple meant you're creative, you're brave, and if you're choosing Apple, you're choosing yourself. Now that's emotional permission. You didn't buy a computer, you joined a belief. Let's talk about Nike again. In early 2000s, Reebok came at Nike with its wild designs and bold colors. A new girl in town. All the boys went crazy. What did Nike do? Succumb to the pressure, of course. They would have if they didn't have a strategy. They doubled down on story because Story is a system, not a feeling. We get it. Now we know they were not selling shoes, they were selling a lifestyle and permission. Nike built a culture woven in ambition, pain, hustle, everything that makes us human. Trust me, if you don't put the consumer in their story, they're not going to move. Do you think that the visuals look great, but there's something that's missing? That something is the audience, the consumer, hero of the story. If you're a creative head, a marketeer, a brand manager, or just a story slut, ask yourself, where does your audience see themselves in the story? So stick around and we will put the audience back into their story. And who knows, you may be the one who comes up with a campaign that could change the world as we know it. Hit subscribe and just do it.